What's going on, YouTube? Hey, putting a maximizer headers on this 1990 ZR1. I just wanted to post a little video about some of it and some of the stuff I've learned working on it so far. Just got the passenger side on, and just wanted to, like I said, post a little video about it. Here's some of the tools I'm using. 3/8, 1/4" drive, extensions, universals, 10mm sockets, that's what size the factory bolts are. 10mm wrenches, magnets, of course, you got to have them, a couple screwdrivers, and then some brake clean and some liquid wrench. But show you a little trick. I don't know if you guys probably know this if you work on cars already, but on your universals, when you put a little bit of tape on them, it stiffens them up and it makes them nice to use after you get the bolt started. Don't try to start your bolt with this sucker because you'll cross thread it. It ain't got a lot of give in it, but it helps when you get the socket on there to keep it from flopping over. You know, it makes it a lot easier to do. But anyhow, I just got done putting it on there. There's the factory manifold and catalytic converter and stuff. I'll be using that end piece right there on my new maximizers. The box says OBX, but they're maximizer headers, so we'll see. I don't know, there's a few more parts that come off with it. Air injection, and there's a heat shield that covered the catalytic converter, but it didn't stay on there. So in here is the driver's side. I can't really show you the passenger side. Let me grab a light over here. And here's the headers and stuff, header gaskets. I got these from Jerry's and picked these header bolts up at O'Reilly's, and they were perfect for what I wanted for this. And but we'll look at the headers real quick. I mean, they don't look bad. I don't know, you might, take a look. The flange is nice and heavy, seems to be good and straight. The welds look pretty good on them. They're 304 stainless, and this is the complete driver's side right here. This part over here goes to the passenger side. So, but they're not bad looking little headers, I don't think. Seem to be pretty well made, and the passenger side one went on like a glove, man. All the bolt holes lined up good and everything, man. So if you seem to be a decent budget header, so we'll look. I'll show you what I can here. My connector right there is giving up. It's just plastic, and I guess all the heat from the manifolds just cooked that sucker, man. And then you can see the little pieces down in there. I got to clean it out, and I've been looking for one online. They only use this particular one on 89 and 90 model cars, and so I'm gonna have to find me buy some new ones, I guess, and put them on here. I just stuck me a little bit of silicone, high heat silicone on them just to seal them up and keep the moisture out of it until I can get the new ones. And I'll show you right here. And a lot of guys are saying they're having a lot of trouble getting all the bolts in these. I didn't have much trouble. You can see I used the factory bolts in places. There was no reason not to. And you can see the regular header bolt right there. This is the center of the header, and you got that little stud down there with the 15mm nut on it. That goes into an oil gallery, and sometimes they'll leak, and if yours is leaking, you'll need to run that stud out of there and put you some sealant on it and run it back in. This one's not leaking, so I didn't mess with it. But if I can, I'll show y'all. I'll show you what I can inside here. It's kind of hard. See, I'll put the factory ones up on top, and I got there was 6 in it from the factory. It had 6 bolts in the whole manifold. And I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 back on it, and I could probably get some more in it, and I may put them on there. You can see the holes down below that were beside that stud. I don't know if they're necessary or not. I got that stud there, and that stud sucks it up pretty tight. That bolt does, or that nut pulls it up there pretty tight. So and I've tightened them 3 times already, starting the center, work my way out. And that bracket right there, that's your dipstick tube bracket. And I got that from Paul Workman on the registry, the ZR1.net registry. And he's a good dude, man. That's a nice little bracket, fit perfect, no problems, you know. I will say, you see that bolt behind that bracket, make sure you tighten that up. I don't know if you can see it, there it is. That bolt back there, make sure you tighten that sucker up before you put this one on, this outside one in your bracket, because you won't be able to get to it if you don't. So, but man, they fit good. I think they're gonna be all right. Like I said, man, they went on there like butter. There's a lot of room under there once you get the factory manifold and catalytic converter out of the way. And I was kind of worried because these are aluminum heads, and you got to be real careful and try to start all your bolts with your fingers before you try to tighten anything, and try to get them all in, you know, before you try to tighten anything. That way they'll fit right, you know what I mean? You won't be cross-threading nothing. And you got to take your inner fenders out. I took the back part off first, and I took that center piece out, and that way you can get in there and work. And it's crowded. Everything on this car is crowded, but once you get to working on it, man, it really really goes pretty well. If you guys will bear with me, we'll get underneath it and I'll show you what I did underneath here. And there's the header right there. That's where it comes out at. And the fuel filter is right here, and you got a heat shield here. Now the other heat shield fit right here over the catalytic converter in this area, but it won't fit with this header tube here. So I might have to do some re-engineering, you know, to get it to fit. But we'll look up in here and you can see the bolts. I got the bolts on this one. I got all 4 on this one right here, this last one. And then you can look up there and see cylinder 6. I think I got 3 on it, maybe. I got 2 top ones. But you can see right here where that stud's at, and your 2 header bolts there. I feel like I could get header bolts in there with no problem, but I don't know if they're necessary since I got that big stud there. And like I say, it only had 6 on it from the factory, and I've already got way more than that in it now. I don't know about that one back there now. I don't know if I can get a bolt in that one, because that's a pretty tight turn on that header tube there. Went together pretty good. You want to put your new seal right here. I'm upside down, but a new seal in your dipstick tube right here where it goes in the block. You know, put your new seal in that. I'm gonna get rid of this pipe right here. This is part of the air injection system, and it's all going away. You can look over there and see it's a little bit wet right in that area. I've got something leaking. I'm gonna check that out while I'm down here working on this thing, and see if I can't figure out what that is. It ain't real bad, but it's bad enough. You can look right there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's wet right there. I may try to tighten up my old pan bolts. I just hope it ain't a front seal. If it's a front seal, probably gonna have to pull the engine out. I'm looking for, let's see, right here. Trying to find if I can show you guys the front tube up here, cylinder 2. I don't know if my camera will see up in there well enough to show you guys the first bolt right there. I think you can barely see it. Let me see. I'm trying to, there it is right there. See that bolt up there? You can get to that with your extensions and your universal, and I have the other one on there too. I don't think I can show you it, but got both of those on, and the third one on the top. But you can see the headers fit great, man. I mean, I'm sorry about the view, but it's hard to get under here and back out and stuff. But just wanted to show you guys what I've learned on this thing so far working on it. And like I say, I've tightened them 3 times already since I just put them on. I snugged them up from the beginning, from starting in the center, working my way out. But I made sure I had everything started, all of them started that I was going to put in for now, started before I started snugging anything down. And here's my wrenches right here. These long 10mm wrenches, man, they're worth their weight in gold, because they'll reach down in here and get these suckers. I'm gonna try to show you something. I don't know if I can do it one-handed or not, but you see, I got that one on the bolt, and that's one of my long wrenches. It might stay on there, but you guys that work on cars a lot probably already know this. But you can take your second wrench and you can hook it on this wrench like this, and then you'll have a 16-inch wrench. You know what I'm saying? And you get a lot more leverage on it, so you can tighten them up real good that way. You know, I mean, it helps. It helps get a good torque on that bolt, because you know, when you just got one little wrench there, it's kind of hard to tighten them up as tight as they need to be. And I'm sure after I run it, get it heated up, I'm going to have to retighten them, but that's just part of it, you know. And but anyway, I just wanted to post this real quick about these maximizer headers. There's a few videos floating around out there about them, and they're really pretty cheap as compared to some other ones. And you know, if you're on a budget like I am, and you got to make every nickel count, then sometimes, you know, you got to go with less expensive parts. You know, it's just like that water pump I put on here. I paid $53 for that water pump and the gasket. And I put 3,500 miles on this car so far, and I ain't had a peep of trouble out of it. And I'm going to buy 2 or 3 more and stick them up on my shelf over there, because those things are expensive for the GM ones, you know. And to me, it really doesn't matter as long as the part functions, you know. You know, like I said, it's not a show car, so this is a driver. So but it's working great, man. You know, you guys check it out if you need a water pump. I'm telling you, man, for the price, you can't beat it with a stick. And it's a nice looking part, that water pump is. But anyway, there's the maximizers. I just want to post this real quick about the passenger side, and I'll start the driver's side here in a little bit, and I may post a little bit about it and see what I run into. I've heard a few people say you gotta ding one of the tubes to get past the steering mechanism or the steering rod, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get in there. But pretty good little headers, man, for the price. I think they're pretty nice. Like I said, they're 304 stainless, and you know, look like they're gonna do the trick. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.